Hi everyone, this is Patti, and today I'm here and I'm going to share just a quick little video on how I organize my Tattered Angels, my mists. They come in a variety of different ways. In Glimmer Mists, in the Plain Jane Simply Sheers, in the Chalkboard and the Baseboard. They come in the high impact inks, the stained glass, all kinds of ways. But then you get them and you wonder, well, what do I have and what does that look like when it's sprayed on something? So I'm going to show you a technique I use. This may or may not work for you, but I find it just is perfect. Now, I'm not able to take my camera and zoom over to where I have them housed, so I'm going to put some still photos of how I have them arranged on my wall. Now, I took all of my Glimmer Mists, and I did this yesterday because I had a system prior to this, very similar, but it was messy and icky, and you know how it gets after the years. So I wanted to do a new one and have it neat and tidy to show you. Basically what I do is I number all of my mists, my paints, and everything, and I don't put them in color sequence, I just put them in numerical sequence. Because when I make my little swatches, then I put them in the swatch binder holder here by colors. So if I'm going to look for Rum Punch, I know it's a Glimmer Mist and it's number 20. So I only have to go over to my shelf, hunt for 20, and there is the Glimmer Mist. I also have the swatch that shows me how much glimmer is in it. There you can see the glimmer and what it looks like actually sprayed on a piece. Now sometimes you'll get things like the iridescent gold or the dazzling diamonds. Let me see if I can get it now so that the camera will pick it up. The dazzling diamonds, iridescent gold. Let's see if I can get another one here. Where is the... Oh, okay, let's try this one. Maybe this will pick up better on the camera. It's hard to show you because the camera, there, doesn't want to give you all the glitter. But you can see the difference of what it looks like on a dark and on a light. So in these instances, I've cut out 2 samples to put on my swatch so that I can see under the light, oh wow, that has a really great gold. But on the black, it has a whole different look to it. And like I said, mine are arranged by color families: reds, blues, browns, peaches and oranges, greens, pinks, lavenders, purples, yellows, and then my black and my cream. I find this system works great. So what I did, I went to my Cricut and I cut out a bunch of tags. You can buy pre-made tags. You can cut a square. Now, this is what I originally had, is I just cut a rectangle, and I took my corner rounder, and I corner rounded 3. I did everything by hand. I wrote it out, and I'm going to show how messy it is. See, I did the whole swatch in colors. You can see where I cut the heart out to make my new ones. And I just wrote it all by hand. So if you don't have a computer access to print stuff out, you don't have a printer, or you don't want to go to all of that finagling business, write it out by hand. That's a very, very easy way to do it. I wanted it neat and tidy, and I just love to organize. So this was my thing, and when Canvas Core asked if I would do this video, it was great because it's right up my alley. I love to organize things. So this is what I used to have. This is the simplest way to do it. No problems. You don't need anything but paper, your sprays, and a pen, and a punch. That's it. But if you want to get a little bit fancier, you can make your own tags. Like I put a bunch in the back that are just black because I have no doubt I'm going to be buying more sprays. Then I went on my computer and I just sat yesterday, and I have this Avery paper that is the whole sheet that's sticky. If you don't have that, just put it on plain copy paper and glue it on, or use a double-sided tape to put it on. And I decided that each group of colors that I did, like Glimmer Mists or like Baseboard, they would all have their separate set of numbers. So when I go in here, High Impact Paint has a 1 for my white metallic, but I might have a 1 in my Glimmer Mist that's the iridescent gold. But here I can tell at a glance. This is Glimmer Mist. This is high impact paint. Let's find another. Here's a baseboard. I might have 3 or 4 threes, but it's a baseboard, a Glimmer Mist, a high impact paint. This is just how I did it. You might find that just using one set of numbers works well. And so you never have to worry about doing it by colors. And your blues, oh my goodness, you don't have any more numbers to put in blue. You just go with the next number. My next number is going to be 39. So whatever color I buy next will be number 39. It will go on my shelf as number 39, but it will go in my swatch tags here in whatever color family it belongs into. So back to this, all I did was print it out on my computer as to the type, the next number in the sequence, and the color of the mist or the baseboard or the paint or whatever. And then I did the numbers here as well. Now let's go to like the stained glass. For the stained glass, it's a little short, squatty jar, and I only have 2 of these. I have a craft, and I have this gorgeous aqua. So it's going to be number 2 because my craft was number 1. I cut the sticker off. I placed it on. But on this, because it's stained glass, I did it on the paper, and I used watercolor paper for all of my samples. And I'm going to glue it down onto it. But stained glass is what it says. It is to be used on things that are a glassy type surface. Well, I'm certainly not going to put something down that's glass, but what I did have was I had acrylic. Trying to get it so it will shine here. There. Acrylic. This is the best imitation of glass and what it will look like for me that I could find. So I did another sample. Now I have to see because it covers so well. I don't know what's up and what's down here. But that's okay. We're just going to glue it. Let's see. Isn't that something? When it goes on this acrylic, it has gone on so smoothly that I really can't tell which is the top. I think this is the bottom. Which is the top and which is bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put glue on, and I think when it dries, it will dry clear. I won't notice that glue spot back behind, but that's okay. So I have 2 swatches on this one. You can see at a glance, I can see that what it looks like on the clear and on the paper, because there's nothing that says I can't use this on paper. It's just made for a glass effect on like a mason jar. So you want to do up a mason jar. So now this is number 2, and I have a 2 that I put on the front of my bottles. Oh, and of course, there we go. And I found that just because I found this paper, it doesn't mean that it's brand new. It's been in my crafty space for a long time. So it doesn't want, I found the stickers wanted to lift. Well, that was okay. I solved that very easily. I just went over the top of them with a little piece of Scotch tape. And then I have a 2 here. Usually I use the smaller 2s, but because these tops are so large, I'm going to use a bigger 2 on this one. So in a glance, if I'm looking for this in my swatch book and it's a 2, I just go to my shelf where the stained glass is and reach for the number 2, and I know I have mine. I'm going to put a little glue on the top. So simple to do it this way. And there I have my 2. And now I have this one all done. Now I'm going to take my swatch that I just made. I'm going to find my blues, and I don't go dark, light, or anything. I just put blues with blues and stick my blue in. Now, in an instant, I know this blue is stained glass. It's not going to have the same properties as, say, the patina here, which is a glimmer mist, because I have written it down, Glimmer Mist. But if I really like this color and I want to see what it can do on paper, maybe I'll pull both of these out. So I'm going to go where my stained glass is, pull the 2. I'm going to go where my Glimmer Mists are and pull the 34. And when I show you the pictures after this, you're going to see, oh wow, that makes sense now. It's a very, very simple process to do, everyone. And I hope that maybe you'll give it a try. It's so nice to have all of your things swatched So stay tuned for the pictures. Here's 3 more Glimmer Mists that I did. I have the number on the lid because this is what I can spy the best on my shelf. I have the number on the bottle because if the lid gets away from the bottle, I can match them back up again. I used to always put a sample on the top, but I don't see any need to do that. A lot of the bottles have samples, plus I have my sample in my swatch, so that was just added work for me. But here I have 3 of them, 30, 32, and 31. So on my shelf, they're going to be sitting just like that and so easy to find. Find yourself a decorative punch. The only one I had was a heart, so that's what I used to punch myself out. I used a couple of smaller round circles for the labels. One was a 3/4 and one was a 1/2 inch. I used some Scotch tape, and I used a binder ring, and that's about it. And some white cheap paper from Walmart. That's what this is. 110-pound cardstock, so it will hold up to my batteries. And this is just going to hang beside my inks. So give it a try. It's fun. You use your products so much more if you can find them easily, find the colors that you want, and know what they look like. When things are simpler, you just have a tendency to use them so much more. So have fun creating, everybody. Have a great time. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.